Tertium Organum, the first of Ouspensky's major works, was originally published in 1912 in St. Petersburg, and a second revised edition appeared 4 years later in Petrograd. Nicholas Besarabov brought a copy of the second edition with him when he emigrated to the United States before the Russian Revolution of March 1917. The book was translated into English by Nicholas Besarabov and Claude Bragdon, then published by Bragdon's Manus Press in 1920. At that time no one in the United States knew whether Ouspensky had survived the First World War, the Russian Revolution of March 1917, or the Bolshevik seizure of power later that year. In fact, Ouspensky had decided to leave Russia for a neutral country in 1916, but instead he traveled south to join Gurdjieff for a while. In 1920 Ouspensky made his way from Ekaterinodar and Rostov-on-Don to Odessa and thence to Constantinople, where he received the news that Tertium Organum had been translated into English and published in America by Besarabov and Bragdon. On his way back to Russia from India and Ceylon in the autumn of 1914 after the outbreak of the First World War, his roundabout route had taken him first to London, where he had made arrangements for the publication of his books when the war was over. But 6 years later, when he found that Tertium Organum had already been translated and published in the United States, he accepted the situation and wrote a preface for the second American edition published by Alfred A. Knopf Incorporated in 1922. In August 1921 Ouspensky moved to London and for the next 20 years worked with a number of his students on the English translations of A New Model of the Universe, Fragments of an Unknown Teaching, the working title of In Search of the Miraculous, Strange Life of Ivan Osokin, and Tertium Organum. Quote, The Voice of the Silence, written by Madame H. P. Blavatsky. What do we know and what do we not know? Our known data and our unknown data. Unknown quantities taken as known quantities. Matter and motion. What does positivist philosophy arrive at? Identity of the unknown quantities. X equals Y, Y equals X. What do we actually know? The existence of consciousness in us and of the world outside us. Dualism or monism. Subjective and objective cognition. Where do the causes of sensations lie? Kant's system. Time and space. Mach's observation. What the physicist actually works with. Learn to discern the real from the false.